Hello, this is Dr. Earl with Foundational Medicine. I'm excited to introduce our Gut Reset program. Now, if I may, let's introduce a few good things to know. By far, a majority of Americans have sick gut or gastrointestinal system illness. This means you, or maybe your family, or maybe a friend, or quite possibly you, have the issues that need to be addressed and rectified in your gut to improve your overall health. Most of the immune system resides in or around the gut. This means immunodeficiency or autoimmune disease. Any entity involving the immune system is significantly impacted by the health of the gut. Almost 100% of the neurotransmitters used in the brain and throughout the nerves of the body are actually made in the gut, then transported to the brain and the nerves for use. So the concept of a chemical imbalance or issues of the brain actually more likely are related to issues in the gut. Inflamed or leaky gut causes poor absorption and systemic inflammation. You can have great nutrition, but if your gut wall is so thick that vitamins, minerals, nutrients, etc. can't be absorbed, your cells aren't seeing the nutrition that they need to work optimally. Finally, did you know that most of the body's hormones change or mature in the gut? Hormone imbalances, hormone issues, often can be referred back to the gut. Symptoms are varied. Obviously, a lot of issues going on with the digestive system and the gut, but brain fog, brain issues, headaches, etc., all can be sourced to issues in the gut. There is a choice in the care that you receive. Western medicine can be amazing. However, it comes with its own set of problems. They look at managing disease. This is often from a pharmaceutical protocol. They treat the symptoms and don't really get the disease well. There's often a lot of soft or superficial alternative medicine programs, which are kind of sort of there, but the programs are often incomplete. They come from a variety of different educational sources. They often focus on monotherapy, meaning they point to this one amazing thing that's going to fix everything. There are no silver bullets. Next, we have the Foundational Gut Reset. We're in it to win it. The patient is in control. We look at all perspectives. Root, source, healing. Treat the triggers. This is an MD-derived protocol. And treatments are phased to optimize the way the body truly heals and repairs. The worst thing anyone can do is nothing. This puts disease in control. This is a neglect perspective. This is bad juju, and you really do leave it to luck. One of the key features of foundational medicine is that we understand all disease is sourced from 7 triggers. This means that any disease, any of the 33,000 labels that can be placed upon patients by Western medicine can be explained by these 7 triggers. And if we treat the triggers and get those out of the way, the miracle body takes care of itself. We're going to go through these quickly and explain them in more detail a little bit later. Congenital, nutrition, toxins, trauma, infection, stress, and energy. So treat the triggers, give the body what it needs, and get out of the way. Do you feel like your health is adrift? Do you feel like you just need a switch or maybe a trigger to get truly well? Welcome to Foundational Medicine. At Foundational Medicine, we have a bold promise, and that is that there is not a more complete, more inclusive, and more research program for resetting the gut. Our journey through all of that research has revealed why most programs fail. First is that they focus on a silver bullet or monotherapy. There just are no silver bullets. Just stop. They also fail to discover true root sources. And if you don't heal the root cause to completion, the disease will return. The programs are often incomplete and don't address the complexity of the issues that are going on with the gastrointestinal system. And finally, the program is often stopped too early. It took a while to get ill. It's going to take us a bit to get well. That's just the reality, and this really relies on the patient. Stay with the program. See it through. Get well. How confident are we in our program? We've compared ourselves to some of the most respected programs locally, nationally, and around the world. And as you can see, we stack up rather nicely. So what are the secrets of a successful gut reset? It starts with a detailed history. Our intake form is unique. It's complete. It is the best in the business. Next, obtain cutting-edge testing. Our Solar Bundle includes a comprehensive list of tests. These are just a few of the tests available. We also have available energy testing. This is molecular specific testing. This is the same level of testing that we use to identify individual atoms in the elements. We're also connected to external providers who perform additional tests to give us added information about your health. We even have the most up-to-date DNA testing available. And then, lastly, team up with the best supplement companies in the world. Create cutting-edge treatments and protocols. The companies that we use, Nutridyne, WholeScripts, and FullScript, have been thoroughly vetted. They are the best. Now it's up to you. Do you want to feel better because you are better? Are you tired of random aches and pains, normal labs, no energy, etc.? Well, choose wisely. Let's go. Start today. Act now. Give us a call. Here's our number. We've been grateful and humbled by many of the responses we've had from our patients who have been on the Gut Reset. They feel better. Mental clarity is better. Weight loss. Aches and pains are down. Everything from anxiety and depression are better. All stemming from a reset of the gut because it connects to everything. When you know better, you do better, and you be better. Turn knowledge into action. Act now. Let's go. With this longer introduction, we're going to introduce more in regards to the 7 triggers of all disease and what makes this program truly unique. So we're going to start with congenital. We're going to then talk about nutrition, toxins, trauma, infection, stress, and energy. Congenital disease refers to your DNA. I want to say up front, you are not defined or subject to your genes. There are amazing technologies and amazing things that we can do to compensate for issues in the DNA. However, they do exist and need to be addressed on a comprehensive level. Next trigger is nutrition. We have specific dietary recommendations, clean eating plans, different tips, etc. We may start by eliminating some things from your diet and then bring them in gradually to see how your body responds. Toxins, absolutely key. It's a trigger that is often ignored, but the reality is we have 83,000 new chemicals that we have to deal with in today's society that they didn't have to deal with 100 years ago. These toxins play a huge role in disease, and understanding that the difference between fat-soluble and water-soluble toxins, how that's broken down in the liver, and giving the liver the support it needs to break down those toxins is critical. Additionally, we need to go into the cells where the toxins often hide and reside and pull those out and introduce them to the liver so it can do its job. Detoxification is absolutely critical. Nutrition plays a big role, which we've discussed. Now, one of the key pieces to discuss in regards to toxins is the fact that fungus, parasites, bad bacteria not only use toxins in order to make us sicker, but they also produce toxins. Trauma is the next trigger that we'll talk about. This often refers to car accidents, falls, overuse injuries, osteoarthritis, and the like. Now, we don't address this directly in our Gut Reset, but we do have an amazing technology called Renew-O2 to help with these issues. Infections come in a variety of forms: viruses, fungus, parasites. These are a big deal. For far too long, they've been ignored. That's mostly because we've had very poor testing for them. But the reality is, they're in all of us, and they need to be addressed. These infections lead to disease, aging, pain, inflammation, etc. These are just a few of the viruses that can infect us, and we all know about coronavirus and what it has done to worldwide health. Addressing fungus and fungi is also very important. This ranges from candida all the way up to black mold and etc., all playing a significant role in our overall health. There are a variety of parasites, and the reality is these parasites exist in our bodies because they have incredible camouflage. So good that for decades, these were ignored and not even tested for. And if we can't find them, we can't treat them. Well, new testing is available, and it's amazing, and we really do need to address the parasites. Parasites and fungus both produce neurotoxins, which destroy your nerves, and toxins that destroy your joints, your cartilage, your tendons, and your ligaments, and so forth. A recent study came out and noted that almost all chronic diseases are linked to infectious disease. To that point, these are just a few of the chronic diseases that we've found that have been linked to parasites, yeast, chronic infections, viruses, etc. Stress is our next trigger. There are a lot of sources of stress. everything in environment, work, housing, finances. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And these do affect our entire body. Every system in your body is affected by stress. Stress absolutely can turn wellness into illness, without a doubt. The effects of stress are mental, physical, emotional, and so forth. And we really do need to look at ways of turning that stress into a positive stimulation to help us get well. Last, but certainly not least, is the trigger of energy. We are bombarded with different energy signals on a day-to-day basis. I have listed just a few. Many of these energy sources actually lead to illness. These are often referred to as EMFs, or electromagnetic fields. And when energy exposure is in the extreme or for a prolonged period of time, it produces something called ionization, which actually destroys DNA, cell membranes, etc. To conclude our conversation on energy, I want to just relay a very simple concept. And this is down at the atomic level. So atoms are made of protons, neutrons, electrons, and so forth. And we think that we're solid. But as we get down to this level, we start to recognize that most of what we consider an atom is actually made up of an electron cloud. In fact, less than 2% of that atom is actually solid material. What that means is that we are actually 98% energy. Now that's interesting stuff. Let's jump into the treatment phase. One of the key components that separates foundational medicine from some of the other programs is our understanding of these 12 critical components that need to be addressed as we start to restore your health. The microbiome is actually bacteria that lives in your digestive system. It helps you digest your food and produces some of the chemicals that are critical for your overall health. Leaky gut, food allergies, and chemical sensitivities introduce inflammation and dysfunction into our digestive system. We have to seal the gut. We have to address the allergies and sensitivities. Toxic metals are absolutely important. Often these are used by the parasites, fungus, bacteria, and so forth to produce additional chemicals that are detrimental to our body. Next, GIBO, GIFO, GIPO, and GIVO. These stand for, respectively, gastrointestinal bacterial overgrowth, gastrointestinal fungal overgrowth, gastrointestinal parasite overgrowth, gastrointestinal viral overgrowth. Many of these components are critical for our overall health and well-being. However, when they become overgrown or they grow in areas they should not, they become a problem and produce disease. The liver is absolutely critical to your overall health and well-being. And most of us have some degree of liver dysfunction and fatty liver. Not addressing the liver and its overall health means disease later on. And certainly last but not least is our gastrointestinal neural system. There's enough neurologic tissue around the digestive system that they call it a second brain. We test for these components so that we can treat them aggressively and appropriately. With that in mind, I'm going to reintroduce our comparison chart. As you can see, our program is designed to address these issues, and many programs are not. Next, let's address how you might optimize your care. This is through IVs, neural resets, and pulse electromagnetic field, or PEMF. I'm going to start with PEMF. PEMF, or pulse electromagnetic field, is actually technology that comes out of NASA. NASA and their astronauts discovered that if they were in space for more than just a few months, they soon developed such severe nerve, bone, muscle, and tissue wasting and illness that they really never recovered. So NASA produced a multi-billion-dollar space shuttle program so they could go up and retrieve and exchange the astronauts every 3 months. The space programs of the Russians, the United States, the French, and the Italians all got together to address this issue. They couldn't figure out what was going on until one day they discovered that the Earth actually emits an electromagnetic field that helps us be healthy on a day-to-day basis. It helps our nerves, our bones, our muscles, our soft tissues, our guts, etc. And so NASA went about reproducing this field in space. And once they did, they found that their astronauts could stay in space much, much longer. In fact, often they returned healthier than their counterparts who stayed here on planet Earth. You can use this to your advantage as well in improving your overall health. We also offer a vagus nerve reset. This is done by Intro2 with superficial injections around the abdomen at key places that help the vagus nerve reset and optimize. One of the key pieces that I strongly recommend is optimizing your treatment program with nutritional IVs. By and large, most patients have inflammatory gut disease, and this means that they're not absorbing the nutrition that they take into their bodies, even if they have optimal nutrition. The IV bypasses the gut and puts nutrition directly into the bloodstream, making it directly available for your cells. Perhaps one of the biggest key features that make our gut reset unique is our plan and path. Utilizing this plan and path, you are empowered to actually track your health and well-being and your progress through the program. You'll be able to check when your intake form is done. Is your testing completed? Have you done your AO scan? Have you activated the program? Have you reviewed the nutrition and exercise instructions? When are your supplements going to arrive? Have you organized your program into systemic boxes? Continuing on with consistency by implementing something new each day. We don't expect perfection right off the bat. Implementing something new every day is powerful and life-changing. You're going to receive a new supplement order every month. You'll have access to educational videos that will also come out every month. And you're able to follow up with Denali via surveys, emails, visits, phone, etc. Lastly, as we start to get near the end of some of your programs, we'll review your progress. You can see what can be done better and see if we need to repeat the 6 or 12-month programs. Most patients require between 10 and 36 months for this program to come into full effect and truly recover their gut. This program really is a great way to rediscover a healthy you. Your journey to wellness should start now. Call or email. Schedule today. We'll send you more information, videos, we'll get you an intake form, and always feel free to share this with family and friends. Thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you.